And I don't want to bother to wait for the transports, so we are immediately going to make the jump. Their 10th fleet, 994 strength. Yeah, once I take this thing out, their fleet will arrive, and we are just going to break it. Compared to what we have, we outnumber that enemy fleet at least 2-1. That system's been occupied, it will be ours soon. Okay. So, I'm going to engage in a little bit of forward defense now. Oh balls, they actually did succeed in taking that. I thought they would fail. And there's no way they'll give that up for us to occupy. Fucking damn it. So... right now... I can't click on status quo, which is unfortunate. I'd like to see what it would result in. Because we're going into this war to get territory out of it. Unlike our ally, who just kind of wants to give these guys a bit of a bloody nose. Really. We don't know what their orders are. You guys. Oh, for fuck's sake. I want that damn station for myself. There's an 1100-ish strength fleet. Yeah, I don't know how long they're going to be tied up fighting that. Not long. God damn it. Are we going to lose the chance to occupy that system? I want it. We have a claim on this system, bastards. Come on. Yeah, they're going to occupy it, and I am not well pleased by that. But we've already got them on the run. This naval battle's not even a contest. It's really not. One of our admirals has become unyielding, and we managed to get that system for ourselves. Nice. So, for now, I'm going to send one fleet back to do a little bit of occupation over there. Let's see. I don't have claims on either of those systems, so I'm just sort of going to leave them be. The other fleet can hang out in that system for the time being. suppose we're doing pretty well. Speaking of that sort of thing, though, the combat stats. We lost a single corvette, which is not bad. They lost 3. So that fleet's still active, but it's going to take them a while to get it out here, to get it back out in the field again. And let's see if we can't get our science ship over to do a little bit of work. On discovering their technologies. That would be nice, I think. We lost some reinforcements because of stupid shit. Their reinforcements are falling back. I could repair our ships at the station that our enemy has taken, but I don't think so. So, how about you go that way, my transport friends? Much less of a pain in the ass.
Special project complete.
We have finally disarmed the nuke over on Vatriel. Very nice. Our transports are en route.
Fleet action underway.
And it's time
Construction complete.
for us to acquire another system, it looks like. We've been contacted by the Ancient Kingdom over here, who are the people they were at war with, apparently. Warriors salute you, yes, yes.
Inbound message traffic.
They apparently lost... Let's see... Yeah, these guys apparently lost their war, which would be why they're split in 2 now. Non-aggression pact with you? Sure. Hell, why not? They're still equivalent to us. But I should hopefully be able to make an ally, if not a vassal, out of them soon. Okay, now we have met Zuracorp. They're one of those corporations I talked about, kind of like they're the trader enclaves, basically, and you can get a special resource off of them that's really handy. I'll explain more once we actually have the opinion of those guys. Get it. So now, that little enclave territory is firmly in my grasp. Firmly in my grasp. So, let's see here. You guys can get some more reinforcements, I think. I don't know how much
Inbound
we're actually gonna need these reinforcements that I'm pulling in, but I would like to have them regardless. The Ancient Kingdom would like a trade deal with us. I think we can agree to that. More of a case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and these guys are definitely our friends because we have an obvious mutual enemy at the moment, though I don't know how long this group is going to be politically relevant, considering how much I will be attempting to slaughter them during this war.
Inbound message traffic.
Okay. You guys are idiots. Really, they are. And a research agreement as well? Go on then. Yeah, our allies are imbeciles. They keep on attacking stations they have nowhere near the strength to take on, expecting me to bail their asses out. It's just annoying. And I think that we're going to be breaking up with them quite soon, because they obviously cannot be trusted to handle their own affairs, is how I would describe them, quite honestly. They're obviously untrustworthy
fleet action underway
and can't be asked to handle themselves. These guys are dumb enough to attack our fleet when we're 2 to 3 times their strength. Aw, that's so precious. It really is quite adorable. And look at all the pretty lights. I just love turning off the UI and watching things happen like that. It's kind of awesome.
Science Division report success.
Okay. 2 corvettes lost. Not bad, I suppose. And FTL inhibitors. I'll be having that. So, let's see something here. Check on my claims again. So, I don't have any interest in that stuff down there. So I guess these guys can just keep getting their butts kicked while I do the real fighting. Moo, you two, hello, and the mod for prettier space battles? There's a lot of the ones that you might describe like that, and I've used a few of them. Let me see if I can think of the name off the top of my head. And thank you for following, by the way. Yeah, I think Beautiful Battles or something? I honestly can't remember the name. I've used a couple of ones that might be described as that, but I am absolutely god-awful at remembering names of anything, so yeah. I might have, or I might be thinking of something completely different, honestly. Could be either one. Time for us to kill us another station, I think. Goodbye, somewhat fortified space station that is sitting in my way of conquest. But I think I've used a couple of the mods that make space battles prettier. There was Beautiful Battles or Beautiful Space or something like that I've used. Oh, that's just an anchorage. At least I think I have. I'm not entirely certain about that, quite honestly. go off and nab that place, please? I'm on it. And other than that, back when there was still a functioning version of this, and it wasn't non-functional, I did use the graphics mod for improved space battles. I don't know if there's a modern version of that at the moment. I know someone did like a creative remake or something, just redid it to work with 2.2, but I haven't checked that mod out in a while. Speaking of space battle mods, though, do you have a preference for ship class overhaul mods? Because the only two I've used for overhauling the ship battles are, it's Space Combat Expanded or something like that was the name of one of them, and then NSC new ship classes, of course, are the only two I've used. So do you have a personal preference as far as overhauling the classes? Just sort of curious about that. Okay, that station's ours. Now, you guys get your asses back there. We're about to have company. Also, transports get us far to the edge of the system as possible. I don't think you want to be here when our company shows. I really, really bloody don't. So, hello Tade. Apologies if I am mispronouncing that horribly, and welcome to my stream.
Skywatch is tracking a new enemy fleet.
And we've got a 2K strength fleet or thereabouts coming our way. Wonderful. So, our reinforcements are now heading on in. That's about 2.7k strength. As well as a 400-ish strength space station. Are these guys doing anything particular? No, it looks like they're... I can't tell if they're just fortifying the home system.
Construction complete.
Or if this is actually a concerted push. I honestly can't tell. Ugh. We're at about equivalent strength. And I have a choke point here, so even though I am severely tempted to just keep on advancing, I think I want to just hold the choke point, honestly. And pray that my idiot quote-unquote allies, and I'm doing air quotes when I say allies, by the way, don't stupidly try to attack Isil again with nowhere near the military strength they would need to pull it off. If they have the strength to take the damn place, and then they want to attack, that's one thing. But they've done a load of stupid crap recently, attacking when they would not be able to take the fight to the place successfully. Okay, looks like they're doing a mix of fortifying the system and bringing the fight to us. Because honestly, I want these guys to launch the attack on me. Oh, you just showed up? Well, I'll be glad to give you an overview. So I'll just turn off the UI for a second. My empire is called the High Kingdom of Terra. I started out, I did a general Earth start of Sol System, and I am a... Let's actually go and look at it. Yes, we are a post-apocalyptic empire and a feudal society. Just because I kind of felt like trying that out. And then, I gotta say, I just got remarkably lucky with my first couple of colonies. And derp, I have not been paying attention to pop growth, so we have a bunch of unemployed. Great. Like, my first colony right here, or it might have been my second, I don't remember, but literally 2 jumps away from my home system, I found Elysium here, which is a size 18 Gaia world, and I've been using it as a farming world. And we also have Tritonus here, over in Alpha Centauri, size 15 continental. Speaking of which, it needs more work, so civilian industries, you win. And Earth can have some generators. Elysium, because I always do this with Elysium since it has so much food and stuff. Elysium will get... Let's see. First of all, I'm going to... I want to give them a military academy at some point, but we don't have that unlocked just yet, so... I'm going to give Elysium... what the hell? They can have more food, even though I blatantly don't need it, with an income of plus 440. Valen, time for you to start doing what only makes sense for you with exceptional minerals, and mine the shit out of your planet. Empire of Man? No, we don't have an Empire of Man in here, but the High Kingdom of Terra, I just sort of picked that just for the heck of it. I suppose you could consider it a Warhammer 40k reference, but it was an unintentional one, if it does end up being a 40k reference, honestly. A very unintentional one.
Battle debris secured.
So... Then again, this war that I'm currently in was also unintentional, so, you know. Because my idiot neighbor decided that he would very much like to attack our neighbor. A mutual neighbor whom neither of us like. Despite the fact that said neighbor who wanted to do the attacking had nowhere near the military force to actually pull such a thing off. Alright. They lost 5 things. Okay. let's see if we can't mess with these guys a little bit. Get them to send some more of their ships towards us. If I can route another fleet or two, maybe we can get them to surrender. Oh, their 6th fleet is moving in, so actually, I don't think there's any need for that. Both of these fleets can come back home and just camp around the station. We have an 1800 strength fleet coming in, but if
Vital debris secured.
I can just break what is left of their forces, which isn't a whole lot, although it is compared to what we have. And we have a decent number of reinforcements coming in to replace some of my losses, even if they'll take a while. I'm down to about 2,500 military strength now. I was at about 2,700, 2,800 at the start of the war, so we're taking casualties. Unlike how things tend to shake up in a lot of my wars, this particular enemy
Construction complete.
doesn't appear to have much in the way of shipyards, so I can't make use of their shipyards in order to reinforce us. But we can fix our ships using an anchorage, apparently. Not quite sure how that works, repairing ships with an anchorage. Apparently it just works, and we're supposed to accept it. Why not, right? Why not repair ships with an anchorage? Oh, would you look at that?
Construction complete.
Our inverted commas ally is not completely incompetent, and is sending forces to back us up. Not any significant forces, mind you. It's only about 700 strength, when I'm fielding over 2,000, and we're facing
Construction complete.
about that in the incoming enemy fleet, but it might be enough to tip the balance.
Construction complete.
Especially when you combine our fleet with the fact that another 450 of theirs is coming in, and we have the defense station on our side. So, that might help. Yeah, the thought would have counted a lot more if they hadn't repeatedly and stupidly thrown their forces against the Izil system, which has about a 600 military strength fortification, with a force of about 300 to 500 on multiple occasions, and taken heavy, easily avoidable casualties as a result. I guess the AI, I don't know, maybe the AI in Stellaris doesn't know how to designate systems to not pass through, and they were just doing that completely on accident. Still, it's kind of dumb. But I do agree that it is kind of nice that they're even trying.
Taking evasive action.
Yes, in comes the enemy. My science ship needs to run the fuck away.
Taking evasive action.
One.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
Yes, he's trying to take on both the spaceport and my 2 fleets simultaneously. This isn't going to end well for you, my dear sir. Even if you outnumber my fleets individually, you're still going down hard. Hard. And look at that. Their fleet arrives when a large part of the battle has been concluded. Some of their ships FTL'd out. And we've won that, but we took some severe losses there. However, we did effectively break that fleet, it looks like. We're still relatively equivalent, unfortunately. I'm, however, going to have to finish Supremacy now, and we'll get increased starbase damage and reduced upgrade cost as a result, and hello traditions. Sorry, traditions? War doctrines. My ability to remember the right thing to say is as awesome as ever, I see. So, let's find her. War doctrine. Wait a second. We have another Ascension perk needs dealing with now, so currently I have Interstellar Dominion. So, what to go with next? Which areas of theirs have I claimed? Well, I will show you. I've claimed, basically, not including these three systems down here, I have claimed all of this stuff. A couple of the systems on my border, and everything up to their first planet. I could claim one or two more things if I wanted to. Actually, just one, considering how expensive it is to claim things when I am in an offensive war. But yes, that is what I have claimed. Anyways, we also have an Ascension perk to choose now, so if you want to give me some input on this, go right ahead. Currently, my Ascension perk that I picked first was Interstellar Dominion. I have access to Enigmatic Engineering, Nihilistic Acquisition, Grasp the Void, Technological Ascendancy, One Vision, Mastery of Nature, Imperial Prerogative, Executive Vigor, Transcendent Learning, and Shared Destiny. Any suggestions? I mean, personally, I would probably be more inclined to go for Technological Ascendancy, just for the research speed buff, or possibly Executive Vigor, since just because let's see. Yeah, Executive Vigor. Just because I do tend to use stuff like Capacity Overload and Recycling Campaign a lot in the later parts of the game. Executive Vigor, you say? Okay, why not? It's the first time in forever I've had someone on the stream that I could get genuine feedback from, so why not? Executive Vigor it is. their fleets are just kind of sitting on their hands right now. They have reinforcements coming in. Yeah, their one fleet arrived in time to participate in the battle, but the second is going to be arriving well after the battle has concluded. Or it would... Yeah, so... This fleet here, it's basically the... This fleet is like Walder Frey from Game of Thrones. Let's hope it doesn't go on to organize a wedding to have any of my family members killed, or that'll be a bit awkward. Yes, I went there. Sorry, I have a tendency to make some rather blatant Game of Thrones jokes. Especially since... And back when I still had time to read any of that stuff, I was a blatant House Stark fan, so if you have ever read Game of Thrones, you will know this, but I was kind of pissed when the Red Wedding came around, for obvious reasons. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of pissed. Yet, is rather. Though, quite honestly, the less said about some of Season 7 and the whole of Season 8, the better. And I also got to say, when I found out that, and just so you know, I'm probably going to be spoiling the crap out of some Season 6 and Season 7 stuff, but... So, let me know if that bothers you, but... Let's just say when I found out what the... Yeah, I agree about Lyanna, she was great. Yeah, let's just say when I found out about them deciding to make... When I found out that the show writers had decided that the Umbers would go around, become traitors, and join Ramsay Bolton in the show, I was kind of furious. To put it mildly. Extremely mildly. Yeah. I was not a fan of certain decisions. I mean, don't get me wrong about the whole Battle of Bastards thing. Cinematically, and just watching it, it looked amazing. But some of the actual decisions and logic behind why things happened the way they did, I had some issues with, basically. The battles themselves were fine, but some of the logic they used to reach the conclusions of why things happened the way they did, I wasn't buying into. Not in the slightest. Yeah, I know what you mean. Honestly, by the end, I didn't find Euron menacing at all. He was just kind of a joke. Which I don't consider a good thing. Euron basically being a joke, how about not? That's just a little bit ridiculous. And yes, unfortunately, I'm not the war leader in this war. I'm not, so even if I wanted to end it now? I couldn't. Like Ramsay and Joffrey. Yeah, and a lot of the action... Yeah, compared to that, the way he was by the end of the actual show was kind of dumb. I mentioned this before, and I'm kind of repeating myself here, but I could not take him seriously by the end of the show. I just could not take him seriously. He was kind of a joke. So now, that's another system that belongs to me. Unfortunately, my vaunted ally doesn't want to make peace, even though this would be an ideal time to do it. This is one of those features in Stellaris that I just wish there was something along the lines of call an allied war council or something. Because I would love to be able to go to my ally, hey, we have the advantage right now, but we're not going to be able to push it forever. So, let's end this war. Let's conclude it while we still have that advantage. That's something I would really like to be able to do. Not an option, unfortunately. Now you guys can fall back to there. I'm gonna occupy that system and then fall back, because I want to take these guys on with the advantage of the station, if possible. Have I read the parts of Winds of Winter that were released as a teaser? No, I haven't.
Construction complete. Inbound message traffic.
Okay, fixed it. Yeah, I do not know what is up with that, but every now and then my microphone will just stop working and I'll have to go into the sound settings on my desktop and disable, then re-enable it. So that is what happened there. I am so sorry about that. This is really such a nightmare when it happens. I hate it. That's 2,000 enemy strength in fleet. Well, those guys are going to have to take on 2 fleets plus the station. Unfortunately, our military strength is about equivalent. And I can't make peace because we are not the bloody war leader. I'm still kind of ranting about that because it really annoys me that I can't suggest to my allies that we make peace or something. Because it would just kind of make sense as a thing to do, wouldn't it? That you make a suggestion to go for peace. Well, it's an option. Since you have the advantage now, but won't forever. Kind of a repeated tangent, I know, but that just kind of irks me. I would like to be able to make peace, but my bloody... so my allies do know how to listen. That's nice. We managed to make peace, and I got all my territorial off of that. The unfortunate thing is that it did not lead to any additional expansion opportunities for me. We're still just as boxed in. But I have a few new systems out of that, so I suppose that's alright. The way it turned out. Let's see. Tritonus needs an additional worker. They can have some mining. Just so they shut up about it. Elysium, I'll give you a research lab, even though it technically makes no sense, since you're a farm world. Sorry, a vote about what? Can you elaborate on that? Because I think I'm missing what you're talking about. Oh, do you mean about my thing about making peace with allies and everything? Yeah, it's a good idea in theory to have a vote about it, but the problem is, how would that work if there's only 2 people on your side? Like, this war was me and the Psychonid hegemony here. Just the 2 of us, because they invited me to join the war. So how would making peace work as a vote if there's only 2 of you? Not only that, but if by a vote you mean the way Federation declarations of war work at the moment, I'm not too fond of those war declarations, since they have to be unanimous to be pushed through. That kind of annoys me. The must be unanimous to win thing. I'm a little bit aggravated by. Anyhow, you guys go home and get fixed up and upgraded. Democratic Empire's vote, and Authoritarian says peace now because I said so, and your allies might get a little grumpy. Yeah, I suppose I can see that working. But yes, the fact that I have these systems now is a mixed blessing of sorts, honestly. Because we now have 3 hyperlink connections with these guys. However, I'm not planning to fortify them. Instead, I'm gonna build up the fleet until we're in a position to take on and destroy these guys. Once we next fight them. Yeah. And I also want to get strong enough to vassalize this guy diplomatically. But that war did a number on my fleet, so I'll have to rebuild a little bit before we can do anything about that. You go away. You're just a reinforcement fleet that got attacked en route. We don't want you. And they continue to claim our ship because they are assholes. Fallen World. It's talking about this place, by the way. We found this, I think it was either the last stream or the stream before. It's basically an ecumenopolis that got cracked into pieces. Fallen World. Further findings. Our research station above Scythian 4 has been sifting through the planetary debris for quite a while, looking for informative artifacts related to the species that inhabited the planet before it was destroyed. While many pieces of the puzzle remain obscure, some insights can be gleaned through our findings. The species that inhabited the planet appears to possess a arthropoid or molluscoid physique. It seemingly made considerable advances in various fields, including industry, robotics, environmental engineering, genetic manipulation, and cybernetic implants. Despite that, and being more than capable of faster than light travel, they never seem to have ventured outside Scythian 4 in any numbers. Various bits and pieces were identified as remains of planetary defense systems, suggesting they were extremely apprehensive about alien invasions. Despite that, there's no indication they ever attempted a preemptive strike, although they did invest quite a lot of effort into surveillance. The cause of their doom remains unclear. The planet was destroyed. We have a little typo here with was been. It was destroyed a few thousand years ago, with evidence pointing towards a catastrophic volcano explosion as a likely culprit. Oh, so they didn't just use the totally not the Death Star to blow up the planet. Well, that's new. Ironically, after spending centuries fearing invaders from the stars, the inhabitants of Scythian were completely oblivious to the danger looming beneath the ground. And we get a giant pile of society research for that. Inward perfection race? Yeah, it does. Inward perfection indeed.
Inbound message traffic.
And our favorite assholes keep laying claims on us. Don't you just love that? The Ancient Kingdom. Who are these guys up here that they were fighting a war with the Eprian Corporation before we knew that the Ancient Kingdom existed. They were fighting a war when we started our war with them. And they would like a defensive pact with us, which I'm perfectly inclined to agree with. I might have to break that later if we decide we want to make them our vassal, but for the time being, I think a defense pact would be perfectly alright. So, you guys need to build some stations here. And you are done doing your massive building spree, so get over to that place, and when you have some more alloys, build there, so I can link that up. Speaking of, once you're done there, survey that system so I can at least add it to our space. Or we'll completely fail at that and the stellar hegemony will add it to theirs. Because I get screwed over or something. Why wouldn't that happen, right? Oh, screw you guys! We just helped you win a war! I mean, I know we took a bunch of territory out of it, but you assholes! You absolute assholes! Now they're claiming a whole bunch of our space. These pricks. They're next on my list. They are next on my frigging list. Fortunately, we have an ideal choke point sitting right here in Hickus. Yeah, we're going after them. And, ironically, despite the fact that I am playing a feudal empire, we've not done a whole lot of feudalism so far. I have no vassals, and we're taking over territory, rather than trying to make people our vassals, because we're not strong enough compared to our neighbors yet to do any vassalization, unfortunately. So we just kind of have to sit by and let things happen. Oh, fuck you. You want to claim my territory? Then I'll claim yours right back. What do you think of that, huh? What do you think of that? There you go. Screw you. Screw you. As you can see, I like them quite a bit. Clearly, I absolutely adore these fellows. By the way, I felt like being friendly during our little war, since you guys were helping fight a few pivotal battles there, and it won me some territory. But now I'm not feeling so generous, so you are my rivals. Have fun with that. Yeah, get off my lawn, DarkPhoenix 2250. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know what it is with me and playing Stellaris, but whenever I'm trying to be nice and diplomatic and everything, I tend to spawn in a galaxy full of assholes who just want to beat the crap out of everyone and eat them or something. But whenever I want to be a conquering tyrant, I spawn in a galaxy full of nice people. It's so weird. But this time, I've been lucky to have two neighbors who I absolutely detest. It's lovely. These guys, I'm gonna take over a bunch of their stuff as soon as our truce wears off. And these fellows, well, I already don't like them. We were helping them out, and they went and rivaled me. What pricks.
Inbound message traffic.
So, the Ancient Kingdom would like a migration agreement? Why not? It's not like we're not playing as xenophobes or anything. They can settle in our territory. Plus, it'll probably piss off the corporate assholes, and anything they don't like is something we definitely like. You know, it's a shame these guys up here are democratic crusaders. If they were more inclined to get along with us, I would seriously consider a defense pact or an alliance with them. just because the corporation is inevitably gonna go after them at some point, so if we could help them out somehow. Yes. So, Valen, you have housing problems? Well, I don't really care right now. Once your population grows, you'll get another mining district, so that can deal with that. Do stupid things and drag you down with them? Yeah. I'm somewhat mixed when it comes to defensive pacts, honestly. I'm willing to do them sometimes. It really depends. In this case, it kind of makes sense because we're both literally... It's kind of a power equalization type of thing. In this case, because despite the fact we won that war, it was pretty touch and go a lot of the time because I did take some fairly heavy casualties. And these guys are equivalent to us, so the idea is that if we have another person on their side, they won't be so willing to attack us, so we can attack them whenever we feel like, is the general idea with the defense pact. So I should be able to focus on these guys and expanding my fleet. Is the general idea I'm going for here. For now, though, I'm kind of focused on, like I said, rebuilding the fleet to a point where we're at equal strength with everyone. So I'm at equal strength with these guys. Oh, and speaking of that fallen world, we got some more stuff on it. After cross-referencing our findings on Sithithan 4 with the technological composition of the Surveyor probe, the similarities were quite conclusive. Sithithan was indeed the home of the Alkri Imperium, the creators of the probe. Millennia after their untimely destruction, the probe remained the last piece of their legacy. Built to assess dangers of the galaxy, it spent its journey with nowhere to relay its findings to. Do we want to tell it? And get a bunch of unity in society? Yeah, I don't think we're going to tell the probe. It might get upset, and we don't want to upset the survey probe with a military strength of
Construction complete.
Military strength of above. Let's see. It was, the probe had a strength of about 15 or 50,000. Either way, I don't think we want to poke that particular hornet's nest. So we're going to leave well enough alone, I think, and just let the probe remain ignorant. I think it would prefer that, honestly. And our two anchorages can have their thing. The Naval Logistics Office. Well, 3 anchorages, really. 2 for now, since we don't have the alloys. That way, our anchorages will give us more naval capacity. Not that we absolutely need more naval capacity right now. We still have another 20 to go. But I think I want to at least get both of my fleets up to full strength.
Battle debris secured.
And there we go. Actually, I'm going to allow this third fleet to continue its existence. And eventually I want to upgrade that to a defense station so that we have another choke point against these guys if they should be dumb enough to start anything. So you never know, they might not actually be as stupid as they look. Miracles have happened before, but I'm not relying on it. Okay. The corporation and the hegemony have ended their rivalry, so we probably won't have mutual rivals anymore. Oh, we do. Not sure how that works, so I'm fairly certain.
Construction complete.
Oh, wait. Who else are they rivaled to? Let's see. Rivaling the Ancient Kingdom, us, and the corporation. Oh, that's right. The corporation declared the hegemony no longer their rival, but the hegemony hasn't returned the favor yet. Suppose that makes sense.
Battle debris secured.
Some more tech progress from the Debris. Fleet reinforcements can continue, and maybe we'll get these fleets somewhere resembling close to being up to strength again in the future. As you saw, we got quite a pounding in that war with our fleet, so I'll need time to rebuild it before we start another war. Much as I would like to pick on the hegemony here, it's not exactly feasible right now.
Construction complete.
And they have ended the rivalry. Which means, yes indeed, they hate us more. Lovely. Just what we needed, clearly. We always needed to be hated more. That's absolutely wonderful. Terra needs more workers, so what I'm going to do is going to make our first ever upgrade to a planetary capital. Give us some more jobs and housing, and fix that problem that way.
Taking evasive action.
And we walk into that system to find a lot of space amoebas. I'm gonna leave that place alone for now. Not only do we not currently have the military strength to clear it out, but by not clearing it out, the hegemony can't take it over either. And there is literally one direction
Permanent communications have been established with an alien empire.
The fuck? Okay, I think one of my mods is borked. Because that is not normal at all. What? We've established communications with the galactic Cheok state. Archon, some name I can't bloody pronounce. Sends regards from the ruling council of the galactic Cheok state. We hope for a productive relationship with your people, and be warned that our military will respond to any transgressions near our space with maximum force. Yes, don't they just sound nice? And our warriors salute you. As to your question about pacifying the amoebas, I do. I just don't have that option just yet. Right now, I'm gonna wait the 3 months for the physics research to be done. Then complete. I will finally be doing cloud study. Build those research stations and then claim that. At which point we'll be able to do another archaeological site. It's been a while since I've done one of those, so I kind of miss it, honestly. I gotta be honest, I kind of love the archaeology system in this expansion. It's just really cool, and the exploration and storytelling aspect of Stellaris has always been my favorite part. I definitely appreciate it, to be sure.
Construction complete.
Bunch of space stations of finished building stuff.
Science division report success.
And that'll be the planetary FTL inhibitors. Disruptors, eh? Yeah. Actually, you know, if you want to give me a little input about which of these research options you'd suggest going for next, I'm all for that. So we got disruptors, cold fusion reactors, chemical plants, and I have a fourth option because of some debris research. That's one of those it'll be there forever ones of UV lasers. So let me know what you think I should choose. And just to kind of tell you the time frame, disruptors will take 82 months, as will cold fusion reactors. Chemical plants will take 66 months, and UV will take 66 months, but it's going to be on delay for a while because I'll be doing one of those special projects. So, if you have any particular preference. Okay, sorry about that. My dad just came into the room and decided to deposit our cat. Anyways, you're asking if I need 0-point reactors for something special? I honestly don't remember. I think that it's just a special type of reactor that gives you more power or something. Last I checked, 0-point reactors were just the highest level reactor besides the Fallen Empire ones. But I don't actually know. It's been a while since I've gotten into the late game stuff, so I'm not sure. Tech you got access to after researching 0-point. When I played in Megacorp, I didn't see anything like that. Or if I did, it wasn't notable enough for me to have made a note to remember it. So I'm really not sure. But I don't know about you, but for me, the reactor techs tend to turn up reasonably often, so it's not something I worry too much about. Turn your people into androids. Last I checked, the android thing was one of the ascension paths. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's the thing you get. Yeah, that's from synthetic evolution, which is from the flesh is weak. Lasers, eh? Okay. It is the shortest, I suppose, so that does kind of make sense. And now we're going to spend the 23 months on... Sorry, did I say 23? I meant 28, apparently, on doing the cloud study, just because I can. Okay. We're finished over there and about to grab the last system that's going to be available for us to get that I'm interested in bothering with. What sort of ships my enemies are running with? Let me see. Well, I'm not in a position to see anything like that right now, and these guys have pulled their ships back out of my radar or whatever range, so I can't see them anymore. But let's see if I can't maybe figure that out from... See if I can't figure that out from what text that I got out of scanning their debris. So we picked up nothing of note there. Yeah, I did research the debris, and I know we got coil guns off of it. I already had the ceramo metal armor, so I really can't tell, but there was a bunch of coil gun stuff that we got off of those corporate guys' ships. That's as much as I can really say, honestly. I'll have to wait, and maybe they'll move their ships to be close enough that I can get a look at them at some point. At the moment, I'm not really sure. The only real way I could figure it out would be to, well, cheat and reload the saves to have a look from when we were still at war. There's one of their science ships here, but that doesn't help me in the slightest. Okay. Yeah, not really very helpful seeing their science ship. You can also have Alpha Centauri as your home base. Going to continue rebuilding our fleets. Fortunately, once these two get into dry dock, that should at least cut down on the cost a tiny bit. Not much, but enough to notice it.
Construction complete.
Soul Starbase has finished its thing. But yes, we're going to need to work on our energy credit income, because right now it's a bit of a pain. We're now finally on to losing energy. But on the plus side, I am making over 100 minerals. I could always start trading a little of that away if we really need energy, but don't particularly
Construction
right now.
complete.
So you, my good construction ship, can do that. And I think we'll get started on this anomaly and excavation site. Scientist has hit level 5. Going to take you a bit of time to get there. Contact with the Tebrid homolog. That sounds rather robot-like to me. And indeed they are. Very robotic looking. We are the Tebrid homolog. We wish to incorporate your kind into our greater consciousness. For this purpose we have created advanced cybernetic implants that are compatible with most organic life forms. Let us surgically graft them to your bodies. Please. Oh wow. It's like the Borg, just polite and with upside down fish bowls for heads. Great. We serve High King Edward Autumn's the 9th. And yes, I did actually go through the trouble of putting the Roman numeral at the end of my leader's name. I'm weird like that. They've closed their borders to me. Well, I think we'll return the favor. So there. You don't want us to visit you? Well, we don't want you to visit us. Not that they probably could come here, mind you, but still. That anchorage. Naval logistics, please. Polite Borg. Yes, that is scarier than real Borg. I have to agree with you there. It's been about a year since I last watched anything Star Trek, but just the idea of the Borg going, may we assimilate you? It won't hurt. Please. May we please assimilate you? Just the idea of that scares the crap out of me. I don't know what it is, but it is just scary. It really is. And we're doing some upgrades on this
Inbound
fleet.
message traffic.
Corporate holdings. Research agreement. We already like them, so why not?
Science Division report success.
That's more fleet command limit. What to do here? So for this next research option, I think it's between artificial moral codes, less crime and slightly more amenities, and additional naval capacity. I mean, we don't need the naval capacity right now, but it's inevitably going to require that we have additional naval capacity to keep growing the fleet to squish a few of our neighbors. So, what do you think? More naval capacity or less crime and more amenities? I mean, there's also regenerative hull tissue, but that's gonna take a while. These are 72 and 44 months respectively, and regenerative hull is 97. Okay, so the options we have for this research are artificial moral codes. It's gonna be 72 months and will decrease crime and increase amenities. There's also 30 more points in naval capacity, 60 months. More fleet command limit, which I don't think we need even more just yet, 72 months. There's more food from jobs. We have 50 food coming in right now. Well, 51, so I'm not even going to bother with that. There's regenerative hull tissue, that's 119 bloody months. Or amoeba flagella for 72 months. You say less crime and more amenities seems like a better choice? Okay then. I suppose it's not like we don't have other options for expanding our naval capacity if necessary. So we'll go with that.
Construction complete.
Shipyard has done a thing. Upgraded the fleet a little bit. So okay. Free up resources for me to stockpile so it can build ships. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable, I'd say. Elysium. You need another job. I think another research lab. We want to be doing some research places. Even if putting
Construction complete.
Even if putting our research labs on a agri-world is a little bit bizarre. You know, it is what it is. Okay. Now, that's another fleet coming in for upgrades.
Construction complete.
One that has its home base at Alpha Centauri. Construction ship is done doing its building thing for now. And our country's borders seem to be looking a little bit bizarre. Not that I mind bizarre borders, even if I do tend to attack people just to make the borders look pretty. It's only an excuse to attack people to make the borders look pretty, of course. Haha. Perfect logic. The assholes are at it again, with laying claims to our rightful territory. So we'll keep at it as well, until we have enough claims down to do stuff. Yeah. I think we'll put down some minerals there. Haha. And mine. Yes. Very imperial thing to be doing, isn't it? This totally dead world that we colonized. We're going to mine the crap out of it. Better than our home world, I suppose, but not by much. Haha. And yes, going to war is such a harsh way to put it. We're not going to war. We are aggressively relocating the border to a more advantageous position. That's all we're doing. There's nothing. We're not doing anything so naughty as going to war. We're just aggressively moving the border. Totally different. I'm sure you'll agree. Totally different. Speaking of, I think we need some more alloys to be able to continue the upgrade process. I'll have 250, thank you. It's just tidying up space indeedsies. Excellent. Haha.
Construction complete.
Alright. Some more upgrades coming in. Lost Laboratory. Ancient, cold, and decrepit, an abandoned research station rests atop one of the nearby asteroids. Power core seems to have been ripped out or otherwise forcibly ejected. The science officer requests a mobile power core to boot the station systems. That's going to cost us a bit of monthly energy credits, but I'm curious. What is this thing? So go ahead. The station systems flicker for a moment, shedding a dull light on the remnants of the once busy laboratory. With most of the circuits powering the hydraulic doors fried, the station is still uninhabitable and quite impossible to investigate further than the breached central control room. The crew now requests permission to inspect the remaining data files. Yeah, this is probably a terrible idea. To let the crew go poking around an abandoned station. Every horror game and movie in existence tells me this is a bad idea, but that's why we should do it. Follow up with the research. Let's figure out what caused this.
New sitrep.
And I think we want you to go off
Ships refitted.
and see that. Our ship upgrades are done. Now Tritonus. Needs some more stuff. You get a generator district. Let's poke all the stuff. Yeah, why don't we ask Ripley how well poking all the stuff went? Or possibly we could ask Miles how poking all the stuff in the asylum went for him in Outlast. Haha. I'm sure it was fine. Nobody died. There were no evil spirits or aliens or anything. That's ridiculous. It really is just total nonsense. Stuff poking is the best. It's totally the best.
Special project complete.
Apparently we poked the stuff. The last station's log seemed to be a closing statement, indicating the completion of all the research and the shutdown of the facility. The data in the file seems to indicate that multiple time and space rifts tore across significant areas of the station's outer hull, resulting in many casualties. Data about the test itself seems to be redacted or lost. Whatever tore this station apart, we cannot be certain. Nevertheless, we have gained vast insight about warp fields and purported loopholes in the laws of physics. Bunch of research. And now I can pick a new tradition. So, considering we're fairly boxed in right now, I'm thinking discovery is not that useful. And I don't know about diplomacy. I'm not really that keen on the idea of federations, at least in this particular playthrough. Federations are all fine and everything, despite being a little bit buggy in a lot of ways when I'm playing a Federation playthrough. But yeah, I'm thinking either prosperity or harmony, because, let's be honest, domination, as it is right now, is kind of useless. Domination is very, very useless. So I'm thinking either prosperity or harmony. And yeah, I think prosperity is the one I'm leaning more towards, so we'll go with that. More mining station output. Hooray for getting paid more. And now we have a faction popping up. One more faction. Alien Rights Association. They want friendly relations with alien species, apparently. Okay, why don't you like me, Alien Rights Association? Okay, they want no purges, all refugees welcome. Enclaves Incorporated. Keep enclaves within our space, not really an option. Land grab objections, and they want a federation. No to the federation. Let's see, they want to get rid of purges and have all refugees be welcome. Let's check what my current policy is towards refugees. Citizen species only. I actually wouldn't mind welcoming refugees into my space. What do you think of that, Mew? Should we start welcoming refugees? And let every refugee come into our space and not just humans? And you're right, I could just ignore them. As for Purge, I'm actually not going to change that because I like having it on displacement only, so that if a species we get in our territory becomes too much trouble, I can just kick them out. And we don't have to commit genocide or anything. Yeah. Unfeudally? Well, I guess it's a word now. Like I was saying, I'm not going to change Purge because I like having it on displacement only. As that way, if some species we get in our space becomes too much of a problem, we can just kick them out. We don't have to commit mass interstellar genocide or anything. We can just tell them to get the hell out of our territory, and that's the end of it. Kind of a dick thing to do, but they're not our problem anymore then. And yeah, you have a point of it not being a very feudal or not being a very feudally aristocracy focused type of thing to do, to actually be nice and let refugees in. So I am just going to ignore it, I think. And the other two factions like us, so screw them. I'm not going to suppress them or anything, but we're not going to listen to them, neither. I don't think. So, best middle ground, I suppose.
Special project complete.
And the void has been unclouded. The void clouds are, as far as human researchers can tell, among the oldest entities in the universe. They seem to have originated just a scant few billion years after matter as we know it first appeared. And the tremendous force of the young cosmos making something out of nothing. They would have been stars once, but were not. Explaining their apparent animal intelligence is more difficult. And the answer might lie in the abnormally strong electromagnetic fields that keep them together, another product of their primordial beginnings. It is not inconceivable that, given enough time, the circulation of its strange stardust and gravitic fields aligned in a flexible approximation of neural pathways. Moreover, the clouds seem to be receiving impulses from one another, if not outright communicating, light years apart. quantum entanglement is suspected to play a role in this phenomenon. We don't really have the option to pacify us because of our the way that we're because we're not xenophilic enough, I guess. No, or too authoritarian? Don't really know, but we'll just shoot them the next time we meet, I guess. We'll just shoot them next time. Pretty sensible, I'd say. But it's about 9:40 on my end, and unfortunately, due to the fact that I still live at home with my dad, I'm going to have to get off pretty soon, as he'll be going to bed, and I can't really stream while he's asleep because I'm not able to be loud enough to be heard, yet quiet enough to not keep him up. So I'm going to have to end this here. But I will be streaming again. I'm going to be playing this again on Saturday and Sunday about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to turn out for that next, as those are the days that I usually do the whole streaming thing. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday is my current deal. Though Thursday is just I stream whatever I feel like. And what I stream and on what days is kind of changing weekly, so check the schedule section down below, and that will list what the games being streamed this week are and when you can find them, if you're ever curious about that. And so, thanks a bunch to everyone who turned up for this, and I will see you next time.